You had this comedy that you've kind of grew up dating back to elementary school
Yes.
and middle school and getting your diploma with a fake hand. So what happened? So you found improv or what?
Yeah, well, it was interesting having, I just feel like where I grew up, I didn't know anyone who was an actor or a comedian. wasn't around that. So I loved watching Saturday Night Live, and that was just like my dream, but I had no idea of like, how did people even get there?
Yeah.
And then I'm living in Boston, and I was working construction, getting up at 4 a.m, working construction. And for Christmas, one year, it was after I had broken my leg, and so I was working construction. I had this beat up leg and everything, and my sister, for a Christmas present, bought me Improv Asylum, which is like one of the biggest clubs in Boston. Improv class, eight classes, level 1 improv as a Christmas present. So I went and started going once a week to take these improv level 1 lessons, and I just fell in love with doing improv. So I did level 1, then I took level 2, and my teacher in level 2 was this guy, Ryan Gall, who was now in the Groundlings and is now on Tracy Morgan's show, The Last OG.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
He plays the husband. And he was moving to LA and was like, hey, you guys should give this guy a shot. He's naturally just stupid, or whatever you want to say. And so I auditioned, and then I found out I made their main stage. And so I went from working construction to all of a sudden they did like 6 to 8 shows a week, kind of like a Broadway show schedule. You had shows every like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 2 shows on Friday night, 2 shows on Saturday, and rehearsals. And all of a sudden I was like, I guess I'm doing this. So yeah, I mean, wasn't paying enough money, still had to have a day job, and and I got a job doing. I switched from construction to doing real estate, because I started off doing construction. I was like, I'd work in a full day laboring, and then I was like doing class at 6 p.m., getting home at 9 or 10, and I was getting up at 3:30 in the morning. I was like, this is
rough life.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, because I've done some improv myself, and to make the main stage, you've got to be pretty good at that. Yeah. I found improv by accident. So I was a radio personality for a little bit. I had all kinds, in our past life, everybody had all these random jobs, construction, and bartending. But I was a radio personality, and I was doing DJing. I was weddings and whatnot. And a friend of mine's like, hey, I'm going to this thing. This was in Vegas. I'm going to this thing. It's called Second City. And I'm like, what's that? And he's like, he explained, he's like, you ever watch like Saturday Night Live? I'm like, of course, I love Saturday Night Live. He's like, it's kind of like that. You just kind of go, and we learn techniques and tools, and it's a good group. You should come join. And so I went, and I fell in love with it too. Yeah. And in fact, I actually wrote an article. I'm not sure if it's on Inc. or entrepreneur.com, because I write for some of the magazines. And the article, the whole concept of the article was how improv, like just taking, I wasn't on the main stage or anything like that, but I just took a lot of classes in the games. But how that has helped me throughout life in general,
crazy.
Right? From being a good CEO to this, a father, a parent, everything. Yeah.
Well, at Improv Asylum and at Improv Boston, where I went, and I was on their main stage as well. And they were kind of like 2 competing theaters in Boston. And I got to be on both main stages, which was really exciting. But both of them have their touring companies, and they do so much corporate stuff, because they'll go to corporations, and you'll come in and you'll work with your team of salespeople and all that, and just get people to learn how to like think quicker on their feet, and because it helps in sales and business in so many avenues. So a huge part of their business is training
improv,
like corporate
is
stuff.
That right?
Yeah.
I could see that. In fact, I want to go train my team now as I think about this on how to do improv. Like,
it's a
hey
great
guys, we got a
tool.
little weird